I'm Mark with Sovac City, and March is National Quilting Month. So in this video, we're going to talk about all things quilting must-haves. Since to start it off, I've got the Orfill thread. Now this is a 40 weight thread, but a 3-ply. So what that means is this was made with long arm quilting in mind. It was made to be stronger for the faster speeds of those long arm machines. But you can use these giant cones on your domestic machines as well for stuff like decorative stitching and applique stitching and so much more. Next up, I got the Stripology extra large ruler. Now this ruler takes the place of a ton of rulers. So you got one tool to do it all. So on the Stripology extra large ruler, you do have 1/2-inch slits so you can make 1/2-inch strip cuts. Now you see the black squares here. This is also representing 2.5 inches. So if you want 2.5 strips, you just cut at every black square. The same thing for the stars, only now they represent 1.5 strips. So as soon as you see a star and you cut there, that's a 1.5-inch cut. Now on this ruler, you also have 45 and 60 degree angles, so you can make triangles, and you do have a 12.5-inch block so that you can make your quilt blocks. So up next, I'm going to talk about the AccuQuilt Go Big Cutter. Now this is an electric cutter, so what that means, it's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of effort and a ton of measuring. So how this works is I take my die that I got from my 6-inch cube mix and match block, and I take my fabric, and all I do is I cut my fabric to a certain size just so it fits on there, and I take my cutting mat and I lay it over. And this is on, so all now I have to do is push it through. And since it's electric, it does the hard work for me. And then once it comes through, I just take this off. And now I've got my 1/2 square triangles. And last thing I want to tell you guys about is our quilting rulers. Now, these are going to work with ruler work that you can do on your domestic machines or your long arms, and these are awesome. You take very simple shapes and you use a pattern to turn them into beautiful works of art. And I always like to use these with like the gloves or the gliders if I'm using my domestic machine, and that makes ruler work so much easier. So those are just a few of my quilting must-haves. We have so many more options here in store in College Station, Texas at Sovac City. So come see us, come see our favorite quilting tools. Or if you have any quilting questions or machine questions, give us a call at 979-693-6592.